This week's book recommendation I listened to on audiobook on my Libro.fm account, which I'm a huge fan of Libro.fm, and it is The Binding by Bridget Collins. And you all, this is one of those books that just stays with you. Oh, I think about this book. I read it probably 6 months ago, and I know that I'm coming back to it later and talking it a little bit after, but I have sat with this book. I've suggested it to everybody I know. I keep coming back to it. I want to read it again. I want to own it. I want to touch it. I want to hear it again. I want to keep coming back to this book. It's such an intriguing concept. And that's this, that you could go to a witch on the outskirts of town, because everybody hates them, but they go to them, and they could, in a book, bind your memories. And books are just stories that people don't want to remember. And you forget, when you bind it into a book, you forget it. And what would it mean to forget heartache? And what would it mean to forget that you're queer? What would it mean to forget that someone died, that you had loved somebody? What does it mean to erase the beauty and the horribleness that comes in tragedy? And it has me thinking, like, what would I erase? Would I erase anything? It just messes with your mind in this beautiful way. The language and imagery is amazing. The weaving of the story, not understanding where it's going, who's going to go with what, who's this person, what's that thing, because memories have been lost. It's just such a stunningly, beautifully written book that I'm going to read it again and again and again. It'll probably be one of those books that I read 20 times in my life. And again, it's The Binding by Bridget Collins. And if you're an audiobook fan like I am, I highly suggest it on audiobook. It has an amazing narrator, and I just got completely lost in the story. And if you're going to buy it on audiobook, I highly suggest using Libro.fm. Libro.fm is an amazing alternative to the other big names, we won't name them, audiobook options out there, because one, when you buy a book, you get to support a local independent bookstore, and two, you get to own your book. So you have the copy of it, and it's yours to listen to and use and listen on whatever device you want. But they do have an amazing app as well for your phone. I highly suggest using Libro.fm. We have a link in the bio, which gets us a free audiobook, so I can give you a recommendation, and it gives you a free audiobook as well. So if you use the link in the bio, we both get a free audiobook. So enjoy The Binding by Bridget Collins. It is one of the most beautiful books that I've read in the last year, and I am excited to even read it again. So go grab yourself a copy on audiobook or use our bookshop link to get yourself a physical copy. Enjoy reading about this wonderful world that Bridget Collins has created.